everybody, Jennifer from Scrapping Under the Influence. I am back with a project, and this is not a file that I designed. This is a file from SVG Cuts that I've had forever and have not ever gotten around to making. And as soon as I got a good look at the Midnight Ride paper that is the exclusive Country Craft Creations paper, I just knew I needed to make this bag with that paper. So this is going to be semi-tutorial, semi-process video, just showing you where to get the file, how to get it into Design Space if you use Cricut Design Space, you know, what it looks like after everything is cut, and then how to assemble it. This was my first time cutting the Country Craft Creations paper with the Cricut, and it cuts beautifully. Not that I'm surprised by this, but just in case you were wondering. So this is a big project. This is 11 by 11 and about 4.5 inches, 5 inches deep. How deep is this? Let me look. Almost 5 inches deep. So the front panel here is inset into the front of the bag. There's a couple of little inset panels on the side. There are openings on both sides so that when you look in the side of the bag, there's not really a way to get it, or you can see it on camera, but you do see this liner paper that's on the inside of the bag through those little openings. We've got, you know, this cute one with the little girl and her cauldron and her little kitty on the back. And then another one of the inset panels over here, and the bigger panel there, another one of the openings, and then some small openings on the front where, like I said, unfortunately, you can't really see it on camera, but you do see that backing paper through that. So it's a good size bag. It's fairly sturdy. I might actually use this for my exchange bag for the October retreat. So if you're coming to the October retreat, you may end up with this bag. I haven't decided yet if that's what I'm going to do or not. But there it is. I'm going to go ahead. I will put the link to where to get this SVG file in the description on the video, along with the link for the paper, of course, and let's get to it. Okay, so for this project, I am using the party bag from SVG Cuts. This is part of the Brunch, oh my gosh, what's it called? Brunch Party SVG kit. So you can buy either the kit that has all of these, so there's there's a box, 2 different bags, a large box card, and then like a little vase that looks like a dress, or you can just buy the individual projects. I've actually made the purse out of this kit before, and it's really cute. So if you're buying just the individual, it is $2.99, which is not terrible for a really easy to use project. So we're going to go to Design Space, and let me switch this over. There we go. All right, so Design Space. As you can see, I've got all of the pieces and parts in here. I've actually already cut everything, but I am going to show you how to upload these. So when you're in Design Space, over here on the left-hand side, at the bottom of the left-hand side menu is Upload. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to click Upload Image. Now, you can drag and drop, and when I've got one of these where there's a number of different pieces to make the one project, I usually will kind of minimize Design Space. I'll have the folder that has my SVG files in it open to the side, and then I can just individually drag and drop, or you can browse for your files. So I'm actually going to, why does it know how to go? There we go. So I'm going to come in here, I would go party bag, and then all of these are the pieces that need to be uploaded. So what you would do, and I'm going to pick one of the bag pieces because there's something we actually do have to do with this. I would pick one of the pieces, highlight it, then click open, and then it's going to give you whatever the image, the actual file name is, and then it's also going to give you tags. So typically I will go ahead and put in here, okay, so this came from SVG Cuts, Brunch Party, and then I would just copy that, and then I would just paste it in every time I upload another piece of this file. So I've got a tag in there. That just makes it easier to find later on down the line. If you come back to this, you know, a year and a half from now, it's going to make it easier for you to find your file. So once you've uploaded everything, then you're just going to click on the individual pieces, and when you have that little green box around it, you'll see it comes up down here in the bottom right hand corner. Once you've selected everything, you would click Add to Canvas. And I'm just going to add the one because like I said, I've already done this. With SVG files, SVG Cuts files, and also with Dreaming Tree, there is going to be an extras folder in there that will have the project with solid score lines. You can use that. However, I don't think that even with the maker and the scoring wheel, I don't think it scores deeply enough. So I always use it on their old setting with the dashes that will actually cut into your paper, because I think you get much crisper folds, particularly when you're doing these 3D projects. That's what you want. You don't want to have to have to go back and score this again and hope that you get it all scored exactly where it should be, or, you know, have score lines that come out that aren't as crisp, and then, you know, you fold it and it's not quite right, and the project, excuse me, doesn't line up quite right. So I always go ahead and go with these the dashed lines that it does cut into the piece here. So this is actually a couple of different pieces. So this is going to be the front panel of the bag, and then these little pieces on the inside are going to be some of the pieces that are inset on the side of the bag. But what you need to do, you'll see up here where it says bag 1, you've got basic cut, you've got basic cut 1, which is just this little number 1 that's going to help you put everything together. And then you've got basic cut, that's the outlines of all of these pieces, okay? What you need to do is select, so you've got that whole group selected. You're going to come down here on the very bottom right-hand corner, and you're going to click Attach. Anytime you have something that has those dashed lines or score lines, you need to attach them to that piece, or it's going to try to cut them separately from this piece, okay? We would then, of course, click Make It, figure out, you know, what mat goes where, which in this case, it ended up being, and I do have the Maker 3, so it's giving me a couple of different options here. And it's going to tell me 15 mats. It's not actually 15. I actually had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mats of black artisan, and then everything else was the Midnight Ride pattern paper. So I would, of course, from this point continue. It's going to find my machine, and then I would select my materials that, you know, my material type that I'm using to cut, and go from there. So we're going to get out of this. Yes, I do want to cancel. Cancel. Okay. And let me switch this back over to my camera. There we go. Okay, so I have the entire project cut. My pattern pieces are off to the side here because we don't need these just yet. We've got some little pieces that are going to go in the window part of the bag, the front that's set back in. We've got our 2 handle pieces. I'm going to set those to the side. We've got some other panels and things that are going to fit in different places, so I'm going to move those off to the side for now as well. You've got two, what is this thing doing? Like, why is it all weird? Wow. Okay, the autofocus had turned back on and I didn't realize it. Sorry about that. Okay, bag handles, corner pieces. You're going to have two rectangles, and when you line these up, you'll see that one is slightly smaller than the other. These are going to be the two pieces for the bottom of the bag. So I'm going to set those to the side. You've got your two side panels. You've got, is this one a duplicate? I don't know. I cut one piece that looks like this like 3 times by mistake. But I think this is actually our piece that sets down inside there. So you've got these two pieces that are going to fit in and do those insets on the sides. So I'm going to keep all of those together. And then you've got your main front and back pieces. Back piece, we don't have to do anything except fold on the score lines. We're not even going to worry about that just yet. We're going to start with our front piece. Sorry, drew a complete blank there for a second. And you'll notice when you cut this, there is a little one that is cut into the side of this, so you know which piece it is that you're looking at. So I'm actually going to turn this over upside down, and I am just going to fold back all of my side pieces here. And really, I don't even have to walk you guys through this part. I'm going to, but there is, with SVG Cuts and also with Dreaming Tree, you know, anytime you buy their files, there is a tutorial that goes with it so that you can assemble your project, and they walk you through them, you know, just like step by step. So we've got these 4 pieces that are going to go on this inset part, right? These are also, sorry, I am losing my voice today. I'm not sure why. These also all have a number cut in on the tab there. So, so this one is a number 2. You can see that. Yep, there you go. All right, so tab number 1, I'm going to fold it over. It's going to attach to tab number 2. Okay, so I'm folding this over. I am going, in fact, I'm actually going to leave it folded so that I can get it flush with that outside edge. So all I'm going to do, and I'm going to have to stop here in a minute and go find my new glue, because this one is just about gone, and I think I have reached the limit of my patience in fighting with it. So I have to stop here and go grab glue in just a second. Okay, so there's some glue. I'm going to line this up so it's flush to the edge. Like so. Okay. Come to the next end, fold the number 2 tab over, find my number 3 piece, and attach it to the number 2 tab. Okay. So that one's done, and then we're going to attach number 4 to the number 3 tab. I used to do tons, and I mean, I cannot even tell you. I have an entire shelf up here above my desk that is just 3D paper projects. Like, literally, this is what I used to make all the time. Okay, so we're then going to attach tab number 4 back to the end of piece number 1, thereby making our little octagon here. Okay, so this is going to come in. Do this backwards? No. Aha, that's what I need to do. I need to flip it that way. So this is going to glue. Okay, so you're going to line it up, small tabs to small tabs, large tabs to large tabs. And this top piece is going to glue to this tab. Okay? So I'm going to start on my top tab. Okay. And I'm going to do the top edge of this piece is going to be flush with where this bends. Okay. I'm then going to turn it all the way around. I'm going to go to the opposite side because this is just going to help keep everything nice and even and square, and you're not going to have, you know, something that doesn't line up quite right. Oops. And I am a tiny bit rusty on doing these types of projects because I haven't done nearly as many of them in recent years as I used to do. I used to do, I'm not even kidding you, I went for a lot of years that this was the only thing other than cards that I would make was 3D boxes and, you know, different things like this. So, okay, then we're going to do our next small piece. And again, line that up. Okay, we'll go through our last small piece, and then we'll come back around from the other side and get our long pieces. Okay, so now we've just got our side pieces. So I'm actually going to come in from this side now, get the glue down, and then put these pieces down. Okay, go to the next one. And honestly, I would love to learn how to design the 3D projects like this. I love them. I think they're really fun to do, and it's just, you know, something different that you can do. But man, I just don't have the time to sit and really learn the ins and outs and whatnot of how to do this. But who knows, someday, maybe when I retire. Which is going to be a long time, so don't anybody hold their breath. Okay. All right. And our last little tab here. Okay. All right. So there's our first little piece. Just to make it easier to do, I'm going to leave it upside down, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to fold those tabs down. Okay, turn it back over, and that is where this piece is going to come in. And you'll see there's all these little holes down here on the bottom piece of this. These are going to line up with these little divots that are cut into this outside tab. Okay. So again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start on one side. I'm going to line that up, and you can see through the holes that this is lined up. I'm going to glue that down. Then I'm going to come do this one. And again, this is just going to help us make sure that this stays nice and square and true, and that you're not getting anything wonky. Okay? Once I've done that, I'm going to come on this back side, and I'm going to run glue around the outside edge there. And trust me when I say this is a case where you want glue. You do not want to try to do this with tape. It's very hard. It does not hold as well. You want a good, strong liquid adhesive like art glitter glue. Before I found art glitter, I used to use Scotch Quick Dry. I used that for years before I found art glitter. Okay, and then our last 3 pieces. And then again, turn that over and push those down. And I've got one little place here that nothing's stuck, so get that in there. Get that fixed. Okay, so there is our first piece. So you've got a tab over here, you've got a tab on the bottom. So here's our bottom piece. This is going to be our side piece. This is piece number 1. Okay. Our side pieces both have a little inset piece as well. So I'm going to find the one that has number 2 on the bottom. And I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to fold those tabs down and in. These do not have a number on them, but again, I'm just going to fold all of those in, and we are going to glue that little tiny tab to the end to close up our piece. Okay, so this one goes over there. Let's do the next one. Make sure that we're going the right way this time. Aha, there we go. And check that, of course, before you glue, because you don't want it to go the wrong way. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing we did before. I'm going to get glue on this tab here. And again, line this up. Okay, get that one glued down. And because this one's not as big, the chances of it getting out of whack are much lower. So I'm just going to work my way around, because this one will be much more straightforward than the really big piece that's inset. Okay. I'm actually going to bend these up as I go. Make it a little bit easier on myself. There we go. That's better. Although I will say the couple of 3D projects that I have done using Artisan, oh my gosh. If I'd had Artisan cardstock back when I was doing these things all the time, it would have been a total game changer because, you know, if you use Artisan, you know how good it is. But it's just heavy enough without being too heavy that the projects go together really, really easily. Okay. Got one more. Oh, no! I just got too grabby there. I may have to recut this piece, darn it. I don't think. Actually, I could probably take a scrap and do some surgery on this, which is what I'm going to do here shortly, but not right now. So, I lost pieces that go in here, or do these just go in here like... Miss a set of pieces. I might have missed some pieces. Okay. I'm going to set that one aside because I'm going to have to come back and fix that here in a second. And again, that was just me getting overly forceful with my paper, which, you know, it happens. But like I said, I've done this enough times, I'm pretty sure I can fix it. Okay. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing on this one that we did on the other one. I'm going to have to look at the file here in a minute because I may have missed a piece when I was importing all of the different pieces of the bag. I wouldn't be surprised. That's kind of how my day's gone. Okay. And literally it's testament to the fact that this paper doesn't come apart on me. Had I done this the way I would have done it a number of years ago with American Crafts cardstock, that wouldn't have happened, but I also would have been able to easily like pull the tab up and it would have just been messy and kind of ugly, but I could have done it. But that's how well the Artisan works and how well the art glitter glue holds that it doesn't overly saturate your project. And because the Artisan is such good paper, it's not coming apart in layers when I was trying to kind of straighten out that piece. So there you go. We've all learned something tonight. All right, so there is piece number 4. So now what would happen is we've got this tab here. That will glue piece number 1 to piece number 2. Piece number 2 to piece number 3. There we go. Let's turn that the right way. That would help. And then number 4, of course, to the edge of number 3. And then it's going to come all the way around. But before we do that, let me grab a scrap here out of the bin. Let me fix my little boo-boo here. I think I should be able to do this fairly easily. Alright, so I am actually a bigger piece than that. Alright. So, yeah, a little bit too wide. Alright, so I'm going to come across here. Because this still needs to fold over. This is not cooperating. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to hold that. I'm going to figure out if I miss pieces that go in here, and I'll be right back. Okay, there are just colored panels that go in here, so I didn't miss anything, so this is good. But before we assemble all of that, we do want to put some of our pattern paper on some of these panels. So you'll see here we've got the little dots. Those were actually supposed to be turned up towards the top, but because I started my inside piece on the side without realizing it, they're not. It's fine because all I'm going to end up doing here is I'm just going to put some gems in those holes since it's not going to line up like that, which I'm not entirely sure why you would want it to line up like that, but that's how it was designed. Had I been thinking about it, I would have gone in Design Space and done a hide contour to get rid of those pieces, but I did not think about it. So it's fine. It's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things. So this is my side tab. This is my bottom tab. I'm going to go ahead and put this panel in here. And this was also the first time I'd cut the Country Craft Creations paper with the Cricut, and it cuts beautifully. Oh my gosh. Just absolutely fabulously. So that one's going to go there. We're going to have some pieces that are going to go around on those pieces, or those sides, that is. And I have to find them because I'm not sure where they are. Not sure if it's those. Hold on. Let me double check my notes. Where is it? There it is. No, those go on there. Okay. So I've got the little tiny triangles. And you'll notice if you do end up downloading this file and making this, there's a whole bunch of these little pieces that it's going to cut. So I cut them, and I had my blade kind of got a little stuck on some debris I did not get all the way off of the mat, which again, entirely my fault, but there you go. So those are gonna, nope, that's not it. Oh my gosh, seriously, I've got like 1,000 little pieces over here. All right, so those are going to go on there like so. Got a couple other pieces. Oh my gosh, where did they go? Okay, so these go there and there, along with the bigger green one. And then it's going to be that big panel. It's going to go up there as well. And then I believe, is it that one? No, aha, those go up here. That's where those go. Okay. So we've got those there. We've got another green piece that's going to go there. And there. We've got our handle pieces that I'm going to set over here. There's my other orange one. It goes like so, somewhere here. Okay. And then I've got something else. Oh, maybe those go down here. Yep, I think that's exactly where those go. Those come down here. And then the tiny ones that are left go up there. Perhaps. Let me just double check. Yep, that's exactly where they go. Okay, so we've got that straightened out. You could, of course, ink the edges of your papers if you wanted to. I am not going to do that. I am going to just do this as is. And apparently I'm going to get glue everywhere because, of course, I am. But fortunately, art glitter dries clear, so it'll be okay. Oh my God, seriously, it's like dripping everywhere for me. Okay. And where am I? Here I am. It's like it doesn't want to come out 2 minutes ago. Now it's like dripping out the side. Okay, I need to find my better glue. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have found the other glue, so I don't have to fight with it. At least no more than usual. Because as you know, the glue hates me. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put the pieces on this side. This bigger piece here is going to go so that this tip comes right almost to the edge of the piece below it. Okay. Get some glue on here. Why is this one leaking? Oh my God. Probably because it's new and it's been out of bag, so. Seriously, what on earth? It's gotta be because it's a new one and it was sitting in a bag on its side for like 3 days. Okay. We have this little piece. And it's fairly easy to line these up because you do have a larger gap in between all of these pieces. It's not like when we are matting our mini albums that you've got just that little tiny, you know, 1/8 of an inch or whatever. This is a bigger gap with these, so. All right, so this one does just come right directly in here. So I'm going to put glue on those tabs and then just set this piece down in. Okay, there are those two pieces. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and find piece number 2, and I'm going to go ahead and attach these two together if I can do it without like throwing the glue across the desk, because apparently that's how tonight's going to go. Okay, so I'm going to get my glue on that tab, and then you're just going to attach it flush with the top. And you're going to go right up even. So if this is folded, it's going to be right flush with this edge, okay? You don't want it hanging over, you don't want it under. You want it exactly flush. Okay. All right. We're going to take our back panel. So the back panel, you want your 2 holes at the top because those are where your handles are going to go. This big piece that's going to go on the back, which way do I want to do this? Do I want the cute little girl? I think I do. All right, so we're going to use her on the back. That is not how I cut this, intending to do it, but it'll fit that way, so we're going to do it that way. So I'm just going to get glue on the back of that. Use the holes up here where the handle is going to go, where the brads for the handles are going to go, to line this up. And this is where, if you've got something, brayer, the mat scraper, or whatever, just kind of help burnish that down. That's always a good thing. All right, so then we've got 4 little triangles left, and those are going to go like so. This one's where the other place where my map decided to, apparently I missed something on it and it kind of caught. That's okay, we'll fix it. It'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue those corners down. And again, they're small, but you've got a big space that you're leaving there. The way these mats are, these panels are cut, you've got probably 3/8 of an inch gap around all of these. Okay. There's that. All right. So now this panel can attach to this one. Okay. So again, I'm going right up to the top. This will fit exactly where we need it to. Turn it over. fact, honestly, this is probably the easier way to do it. So, face down, get your ends where they're supposed to be. And then down. Of course, that corner's not liking me because that's where I had to perform surgery, but it worked. Okay. And then we've got our last panel. So I'm going to fold this up. Okay. And then this one will go right here like so. And again, like I said, that's going to be the easier way to do this. Is we're going to line this up all the way at the top. Since it's standing, excuse me, it is flush where it needs to be. Now we can just lay it down and burnish that tab down. One more time over here. There we go. Now, before we close this up, we have a couple pieces we need to put down. One of them being the, oh no, this goes in after we put a handle on, I'm sorry. So we've got our bottom pieces, we've got our handles, and we've got these two little squares, okay? These two squares go like so to reinforce where the handle goes on the inside here. So we'll put those on after we get the handle on. So let me find, oh, they're right in front of me. Okay, so brads. I don't know the last time I actually used brads, so this was kind of an interesting exercise. I'm trying to find some brads. So I had the little star ones that I don't have enough of that match. I've got these that I was thinking I probably can pry that little snowman epoxy off of and then just put like a normal, what you call it, enamel dot on the top. Oh, look at that, he popped right off of there. No problem. He's kind of cute. I think I'll save him. So I could do that. This little white piece off of the bottom here. Yeah, so I really could do that and then just see what I've got in my stash. Or I've got, I'm going to have to make a decision here. I have Doodlebug brads that, God knows I've got tons of these. So I think we're just going to find some in here. Probably the black ones. Because they are nice and big. Nice solid black here. Oh, don't tell me I don't have 4 big ones. Yep, there it is. Okay. So I think the rest of my colors in here are a little bit brighter than my paper. So we're going to go that route because that's going to be easiest. Okay, so I'm going to set those to the side for a second. I have our matting for the 2 handle pieces. So that's just going to go down just oops, on top like so. Okay, so I'm going to line this up around the 2 holes there. and put that down. So there's one handle. Here's my other handle. And I would have done more of a solid on these, but I didn't want to use the back side of the tags or the cut aparts. So I didn't. Okay, so we've got those. So all I'm going to do, and these are just like barely big enough. I'm going to bring that brad up through the hole here. I don't want to keep having to flip this over and over, but I'm going to have to because clearly I can't find the opening. Good Lord. Okay. And open that up. Do the other one. Okay. Or not. Good heavens. Okay. And in case you're wondering about my nail color, Nick picked it. A little bit more sparkly than I tend to go, but he's like, oh, Mama, it looks like a mermaid tail. I was like, okay. Well, it's green, so it's kind of Halloween-y, so we'll go with it. Oh my God, seriously? See, I could have just left this and said, hey, here's Mary's tutorial on how to put this bag together. But no. I went, oh, I'll walk them through it because over the years I have picked up different little tips for these things that, you know, you may not know. All right, so that is going to go down over that to reinforce and hide the brad. And we do want to do that before we get this thing, you know, standing upright, because it will be easier to glue that panel on. Maybe next time I'll do one of the really complicated 3D things like the pumpkin or something, where there's 1,000 little tiny tabs and you think you're covered with glue normally. Oh, good, you have no idea. Okay, so then this piece goes on the inside here, and that is going to hide those brads. It's also going to be kind of reinforcement a little bit on this tab over here. I think I am going to use it with the spider side up because you're not going to see this down at the bottom, so I think I am going to do it that way. Okay. And again, you do want to put this down before you close this up. In fact, I don't think I was supposed to put that one thing down over there now that I'm thinking about it. But you know what? It's fine. So where we've got these little holes on the sides here and on the front, this is what you're going to see just barely through those holes. And then, of course, when you're looking at the top part of the bag. Okay. Yeah, I think I wasn't supposed to do that one just yet because I still have to close this up. And that actually would hide that tab, but it's okay. It will be just fine. Okay. So I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to fold it across up to the top. down. Okay, so we'll give that a second. Okay. I'm still going to give that just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead while we're at it, and this one looks like it kind of came apart. No, maybe not. I'm going to go ahead and fold these bottom tabs in, because the way we're going to do the base is 2 pieces. Okay, so you're going to have these 2 rectangles, and if you stack them together, you'll see one of them is slightly smaller. The slightly smaller one is going to go on the inside. The bigger one is what's going to close up and square up our bag. So to do that, all I'm going to do for now is put glue on one tab. Okay. I'm going to slide this up against the bottom here, line it up side to side. Fold that tab over and burnish it down. And if you do happen to watch Mary from SVG Cuts, her assembly video of this, I think she does that slightly different. That's just something I picked up from doing these types of things and assembling these for years and years now. All right, yeah, I did get that tab, that corner just a little bit crooked, but that's okay. So now I will go ahead and I will get the glue on my other 3 tabs here. And I'm going to hold this as straight as I can. I'm going to line it up on the sides and then on the top. And I'm going to stand it up. I'm going to reach down in here and burnish those tabs down. Okay. Then I will take our other rectangle. I'm going to go ahead and get glue on here. And that's just going to drop down in the bottom. That's going to reinforce the bottom. It's going to hide those tabs that are in there and make your bottom piece look nice and put together. Okay, I'm just taking my mat scraper and pushing that down. I'm going to go ahead and go in here with my bone folder and do the same thing. And just kind of run around. And there we go. There's our bag. So, all I have left to do at this point is I'm going to find some jewels to put there. There are 2 little, like, luggage tags that it cuts, and then it will cut another little piece for the top of them. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use these or if I'm going to take some of the tags from the collection and cut a couple of these out and hang them on there instead of these. I haven't decided yet. Ooh, that one almost fits on there. I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to use a couple of these instead. So, I'm going to get some little jewels for that there. Find some ribbon and whatnot just to finish embellishing this and finish this off. But there you go. There is that fun 3D gift bag. This is a big bag. And who knows, I might use this as my gift bag for the Country Craft Creations retreat here in 2 weeks. Who knows? But there you go. Super easy. If you've ever been worried about, you know, you've looked at these files on these other sites and worried that you couldn't do it with your Cricut or you weren't sure how to, it's literally that easy, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe and ring the bell if you want to get notified when I post new projects. Kind of getting slowly back into the swing of things. It's been kind of a rough couple of months, and I've been severely undermotivated. So getting back into the groove, and you should be seeing a lot more again. Thanks for watching.